actual fact, we have nothing to worry about. According to our research, the next emission will not occur for at least 2 months, 4 days, and 7 hours. Its intensity will be 3 on the Bergman scale, which is 2.13.
Without going into detail, I must say I have never seen anything like this before. The encephalogram suggests serious damage to the nervous system, but the other indicators couldn't be better. It's astounding.
Perhaps it has something to do with the emission.
Most certainly. Although so far I've been utterly unable to formulate a rational explanation for this abnormality.
He's waking up.
Well, hello guys, and this is the newest Let's Play.
That's good. Welcome back to the world of the living, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. How are you feeling? Do you remember what happened to you? In the joking mood, eh? That bodes well for your recovery. I'm Lebedev, the group leader, and I'm responsible for everyone here. That includes you, for as long as you're here. We call ourselves S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and you are in our base right now. We picked you up in the swamps after the emission. Lucky? I doubt it. The facts are these. You survived the emission. That's the first thing I still can't explain. The second thing is that our patrol found you in the swamps, which are essentially endless quicksand. And thirdly, you nearly got torn into shreds by a pack of pseudo-dogs. But our boys got you out just in time. Such a chain of events tells me it's more than just luck. Anyway, I need to finish what I'm doing. So let's continue this conversation later.
And for those who don't know, this is S.T.A.L.K.E.R Clear Sky. This is supposed to be the prequel to S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadows of Chernobyl, so I thought I'd start with Clear Sky first. Now, there we go. Sorry about that. Alright. So we've got a gun at least, and a leather jacket. Alright. Blue screen of death. Let's continue. Is this... Yes. This is the way down. So I need to talk to the barman.
Look who we got visiting our swamps. You sure are a whiff of fresh air. Hello, Merc. You became quite a legend while you were out of it. Even you wouldn't believe some of the rumors I've heard. Anyways, here's a drink on the house for a lucky son of a gun. It should help you relax and tell me about your adventure.
Yeah, sorry about the small freezes guys, but every S.T.A.L.K.E.R game does it on my computer, and no matter what I set the graphics options to, I just can't seem to fix it. So just please bear with me.
Well then, you drink and I'll tell you about this place. It used to be pretty quiet here. We had the paths worked out, the right places explored, and the approach covered. Of course, the swamps ain't exactly spring break material, but it wasn't too bad either. Yeah, it wasn't too bad until the last emission, the biggest we've ever seen. These days our boys pray both to God and the devil before going out of the base. Because getting back alive is a miracle in its own right. But we're managing to hold it together, because our guys ain't here for loot. They're fighting for a cause. I was collecting bottles one after another, and they let me here. I'm kidding, man. The truth is, there was no place for me in that other world. He didn't want me. In the end, I came here. First to the zone, and then to Clear Sky. The guys here are alright, and I'm needed here. They come back here after a mission, I pour them a drink, tell a few dirty jokes, and my job is done. Simple, but effective. By the way, they call me Cole around here. In our base, as you can see, it's a small, sinking homestead in the middle of romantic, endless swamps. I couldn't tell you where it is exactly, but it's the last place in the zone where you can meet real people. Guys who won't screw you, stab you in the back, or let you bleed to death to save a med kit. You know why you've never heard of it? Because too many people want to know about it, and the fewer that do, the better. Lebedev is our leader. The man is a rock if ever I've seen one. He's the glue that holds our whole group together. Then there's Binpolev, Professor Binpolev. He's like a walking encyclopedia and a calculator in one. Knows more about the zone than... well, anyway. Our technician's called Gray, and he can make you a rifle out of an empty can with ammo to boot. He could use some spares, but apart from that. And finally, we have Suslov. He's a trader, but he ain't like the others of his trade. He won't try to rip you off or screw you.
Cole,
He knows what stuff
leave the
is
merc
going
alone
to
with
get
your
their
dirty
loot,
jokes.
and he
I
respects
need to
that.
see him.
Well, brother, if Lebedev says he needs to see you, that ain't up for a discussion. Go on, I'll catch you later.
Right.
Тут крути, не крути, маракуй, не маракуй. Нам все равно будет так, как командировалось.
Ninja. Right, there will be a lot of talking in this video, guys, but I can't really
Got
help
some
that.
fresh air? You look better, that's for sure. Let me fill you in on this situation. You're in the Clear Sky base. Don't try to remember who we are. You've never heard of us, and there's a very good reason for that. Our mission is to research the zone. We believe that the zone must be studied and understood so that humanity knows what it is facing here. Understanding is the key to coexisting with the zone. Because if you think about it, the zone is the most wondrous phenomenon humanity has been confronted with in its entire history. As I said, we are researchers. We are trying to figure out the nature of the zone, determine the reasons which caused it to appear, and formulate the rules that govern its existence. We are not consumed by a quest for money. We don't seek fields of artifacts, and we're not interested in turf wars with other factions. That is why we're hiding here in the swamps and concentrating on our research. Our forte is not combat, but knowledge. Knowledge of the zone, accumulated over years of research. We know more about it than stalkers and the government combined. And our research was finally shaping up into a sound, coherent picture until the massive emission a few days ago.
Yeah, blame the emission.
No, that emission was incredibly powerful. It was on a level of its own. It was like a hurricane that swept the whole zone, changing it. Everything is different. The well-known and relatively safe areas have become highly radioactive and full of anomalies. But now, you can access parts of the zone that have been unreachable for years. Even the most hardened stalkers don't know what awaits them on their favorite path. The other thing that changed is people, and that became evident right away. The emission destroyed the fragile balance between factions, and they're now warring for territory. In other words, many strange things have happened, and I don't yet fully understand the scale of these changes. It's only been a few days since the emission. If you ask me, the strangest thing of all is that you managed to survive it. I see. How can I help you? Getting out of here isn't easy, not by a long shot. The swamps are a real maze of reeds and radioactive quicksand, swarming with terrible monsters and human scum. And I don't know which is worse. Only a guide can lead you safely out of here. We only have a handful of them. Guys I would trust with my life without a second thought. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Because if I let you go, our presence here might not stay a secret for long. We are having a very tough time here recently.
This is the second outpost.
Let's just get to it.
I repeat, we're under attack. Help!
That's enough chit-chat. Great.
Let's do this.
Roger that. You're with us again, at last. Here, take this. I've been ordered.
Right, let's do this. Just a sec, make sure we got everything equipped. Shotgun. No.
You have my full attention.
Alright. Now we might have to sit through a loading screen. Or maybe not.
Mark, there are anomalies ahead. Be careful. Remember, don't move until you've thrown a bolt in front of you. Oh, by the way, you can sometimes find artifacts in anomalies. You can't see them, but detectors spot them easily enough. If you get close enough, your detector will indicate the location of the artifact, and then you just pick it up easy as pie. Keep in mind that your current detector isn't exactly top of the line. It only shows the distance to the artifact.
Alright, we seem to be getting through clear enough. Clear enough? Clear sky? Oh. No, sorry about that.
Run for the tower! The monsters can't get you there!
Oh, we only had a pistol.
You're right on time, bro. I'm real low on ammo, so let's make the best of it together.
Bastard. Oh, you gotta be noxing me. That's all the ammo I had?
Attention all fighters. An emission is approaching. Get to cover now!
Wait. And that's the birds falling from the sky. So I'm guessing we pulled a Houdini and survived 2 emissions. Get off my roof, boy. Huh. Alright, let's just talk
You
to this guy.
survived the emission again. I'm not even that surprised. Our boys picked you up not far from the tower when things calmed down a bit. You know, Bien Polev was right. You defy scientific explanation. He believes that you acquired some, let's say, unusual abilities, which help you survive anomalous activity that would literally tear anyone else down to atoms. Also, it looks like something is increasing your body's performance in several areas, to the point where our monitoring equipment goes off the scale. Wait. Don't get too excited. There's always a fly in the ointment. Every emission harms your nervous system, and if this continues, you will die. A normal emission is the release of energy accumulated in the zone. A discharge, if you like. But what's happening now is completely different. In my opinion, the increasing regularity of these emissions is the zone's response to some sort of serious threat, akin to the response provided by a human immune system. it is difficult to rationally explain coexistence between humans and the Zone. The Zone tolerates us in some areas and forbids us from going to others. Whatever is beyond the Scorcher and further towards the center of the Zone is taboo, a place where stalkers are not supposed to set foot. I think that recent events in the Zone are related to the fact that someone broke that taboo and made it past the brain scorcher. It's hard to say. To answer that question, I would need to know what's in the center of the Zone. Some say the monolith, others say the Vishkrater. The more unpretentious ones dream about fields of rare artifacts. I was at the power plant myself, a young specialist at the time, but I don't know what's there now. What I can say is that the Scorcher appeared for a reason. It prevents the center of the Zone from being reached. People cannot go beyond the brain scorcher. I didn't think so until the large emission. Hell, nobody thought so. However, if you consider the emissions to be a defensive reaction, then the answer is obvious. Someone made it through the scorcher, and the emission was the Zone's response. And since the emissions haven't stopped, whoever it was must still be alive. The Zone is trying to get them, and it's killing everything that's alive in the process. I know a lot about the Zone, but I can't share everything with you. You'll just have to trust me on some things. A system, any system, needs to be in equilibrium. The Zone is unstable right now, and this instability is increasing. If the constant emissions aren't stopped, the Zone will become so unstable that a new disaster will occur. Which brings us to what S.T.A.L.K.E.R is doing. We are trying to prevent that disaster. You're right, but we do know how to prevent a disaster and stop the emissions, and that means something. We have to find out who was in the center of the Zone and stop them at any price. There's a strange connection between you and the Zone. On the one hand, every new emission gradually kills you. On the other hand, you survive in situations where others don't stand a chance. My gut feeling tells me that your abilities, your gift, your curse, call it what you will, they mean you can get through places that others wouldn't even dream of. And at the moment, we need to act very quickly. I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions aren't stopped, your nervous system will burn out and you'll die. Help us, and you'll save yourself. Now this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice. Unfortunately, yes. So, will you help us? Then listen carefully. We have made use of all our contacts and connections in the Zone. As a result, we know that a certain stalker at the cordon was asking Sidorovich about some very strange components. That's all we have for the moment. But it's a lead. Through the swamps, of course, how else? But remember what I said. After the emission, a whole army of all kinds of scum turned up in the area. Now they control almost everything. We are under siege, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. So before we can help you get to the cordon, we have to...
Alright, that's easy enough. Okay, this is gonna be the end of this part. After this little phrase. Wait a minute, reaching the Great Swamps is easy. Our guide will lead you, but if you actually want to survive, you will need to learn about the current... Oh, I already know about that. PDA, which contains faction war. So because we are at S.T.A.L.K.E.R is at war with the Renegades, they have more people and a hell of a lot more resources than us. S.T.A.L.K.E.R. So I'll constantly be checking that. And that's going to mark the end of this one. Don't worry guys, I promise you the next part will have more action in it. But till then, I know this isn't going to be fun to watch, but just need to delete all this stuff so I don't accidentally load up the wrong game next time. Alright. And thank you guys for watching. Like I say, the next part will have much more action in it. This one here was just trying to get you into the story, a little history about the Zone, because the S.T.A.L.K.E.R games are definitely one of my most favourite series other than the Thief series. And hope you guys stay in touch.